Welcome back, Shalligators. Today we are going to talk about Pete Davidson's recent fashion campaign for reformation that featured him tattoo-free. Tattoo-free. I, for one, hate it. I didn't like the tattoos, but I don't like this. Okay, we're gonna talk about not just Pete and his tattoo-less new vibe, but what we can learn from this. And I asked you guys, like, what's the topic here? And you're like, how to let go of the old version of you. And this is something we have talked about a lot on this channel, rebranding, glowing up. But the fact that you guys keep requesting this topic means that it is pretty evergreen. This is something we deal with all the time. Why? Because we are complex women. And that means we're constantly growing and constantly changing. And so needing a blueprint or some tips, a pep talk, some real actual practical steps to take when you are just like ready to rebrand, girl, yeah, we're probably gonna have to talk about it a lot because it's something we're gonna deal with a lot as women who are always evolving and changing. Some practical tips. I'm gonna give you some like things that you absolutely must change in addition to your mindset, which we're gonna discuss for sure, but actual things you must take a hold of and change and revamp for anyone to take you seriously. That you have changed, that you are moving differently through the world. But before we get started, we've got a word from today's sponsor that goes to the heart of this, because my number one tip and the foundation of how I have been able to glow up, look better than ever, and besides just looking good, truly have changed myself from the inside out, maybe from the outside in, but truly changed and embraced my femininity, my feminine energy, been healthier, smarter, better boundaries than ever before, started with losing weight. And that started with Ozempic. I've been very transparent that I lost 50 pounds with Ozempic. I've kept it all off, maybe 45 pounds. And I firmly believe that it is impossible to really change your life if you don't change your body. Because if you can't control your body, good luck moving through the world telling yourself you have control over anything else. In fact, you have control over nothing else except for yourself. So your body is kind of where things begin and end. So if you've been wanting to try a GLP-1 or a semaglutide and really get your health in order and just stop living, feeling fat, and not just feeling fat, being fat. It's not always just a feeling in your mind. It is sometimes a feeling in your pants, and it's awful. Today's sponsor is gonna give you a boost. Check it out. Please, let me guess, you ate your way through the holidays and promise yourself that in the new year, you're really gonna start that diet and exercise routine, right? You are gonna have the summer body, and guess what? It's cold outside. I mean, there's shows to binge. It's not happening, and your pants are getting tighter, and your mania about your weight is getting worse. I know this feeling. I lived this feeling the vast majority of my life until I started on what I feel like is an absolute miracle drug, Ozempic. You guys know I lost 50 pounds on Ozempic, and more than that, I was able to finally get control, and truly it was Ozempic that gave me that sort of fire extinguisher so that I could deal with these issues at a root level. But listen, this stuff is expensive, right? And insurance does not cover a lot of these drugs. Okay, I've got a solution for you. It's called Levity. Levity is a prescription weight loss program by a licensed pharmacy that's going to give you not just the prescription that uses the exact same ingredients as Wegovy or Ozempic, but for 80% of the price. In addition to just the medicine, you're gonna get ongoing clinical care and support from the US team. So use my code Shallon50 to get your first order for just $175, usually $225, available for new customers, and you also get to enjoy free shipping. And like I said, customer support from an actual clinical team. Like, are you texting your doctor with every little up and down when you take medicine? No, Levity is here for you. So use my link and code to book your free doctor consultation. It's time to live, girl. It's time to be free. Thank you, other Shallon. All right, we're gonna talk more about weight loss and exactly what to do to glow up. I'm gonna tell you what I've done, what products I use, literally how I have been able to sort of revamp myself. But first, we got to talk about Pete, okay? So he, had 200 tattoos, and I believe tattoos to be a sort of socially acceptable form of cutting yourself. I hate the term self-harm because it's one of those like wokey buzzwords that I just do know. I was a cutter for a very long time, and I wasn't self-harming, I was cutting, okay? No folksy little terms. I look things in the face. I was a cutter. And when I see people like Pete, Kaya Gerber has actually also sort of alluded to this with her own self. She said something one time that like when she's in pain, she likes to go get a tattoo because it makes the pain real. And I'm like, Yeah, that's how I felt when I was cutting myself with a razor blade during my emo years. Like, you make the internal pain external and you can like process it better. And so when we like fetishize people with a lot of tattoos, I'm like, But there's a big difference between people who have like very intentional tattoos, and then there's people who are doing whatever the fuck Pete Davidson. And I also think Miley Cyrus is in this category, where it's like, have you ever just, Miley or Pete, have you just like liked something or told a joke or went someplace and then simply moved on with your life? I like things all the time. And I'm a serial obsessor. I get like, I'll listen to the same song over and over and over again, or I'll eat the same food again and again and again, or be obsessed with this person. Never once have I tattooed those things on my body, or even worn it on a shirt for like 700 days straight, which would be insane. But when you tattoo it on your body, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. So I'm like, Pete, you can't possibly love this many things that much. So what's going on? There was never any cohesive aesthetic to anything, which I think is also a huge red flag. If you have tattoos and they're like all the same style, the same artist, cool. That to me is art. Whatever Pete was doing is not art. Like, no. So he decided to start getting them removed. If you've ever removed a tattoo or you know anything about lasers, you know that it's not like, brah. It is a very painful, long, and imprecise process. And even when you remove them, there's always like the ghost of that tattoo there. The skin is not the same. I mean, it's better than having this giant tattoo, but it's not like it was never there. It's like if you melt cheese, and then you put it back in the fridge, it's never quite the same. You always could tell that you melted it. But it's cheese, so you eat it, whatever. So he did this campaign for reformation, and apparently he decided to skip leg day for his entire life. Okay, yep, his entire life. I've never seen such skinny goober. It's just like, he's like a fawn. He's like a gangly fawn or a newborn giraffe. These tiny calves. And wait, I think is he wearing girls' underwear? What the actual fuck? Okay, so they've got this like boyfriend campaign. Like there's a shirt they're selling saying official boyfriend. What man with a pair of balls is gonna wear that? Or are you thinking women are gonna wear that? I don't want people to think I have a pair of balls. And then there's like a shirt they're selling saying official girlfriend. Who wears this? What kind of loser Herberts would wear this? And then there's like the boyfriend boxer brief, which it appears Pete, oh my God, he's wearing it. Who is this for? Is there a wiener slot? Is there a wiener slot on this? And who is supposed to wear this? The boy or the girl? Because in one of these pictures, the girl's wearing it. I am done. Ew, I'm never shopping at Reformation. Their whole thing is we're sustainable. Maybe you shouldn't be. Maybe this stuff should biodegrade while I'm wearing it and just evaporate into nothingness, because I would rather walk down the street and suddenly be naked than be wearing men's underwear with a wiener slot and a shirt that says official girlfriend for like $500. Anyway, Pete looks bad or good. I don't know. What do you think? I think he looks AI. There's something about him that looks weird AI in these photos. Like his tattoos are not this gone. They basically photoshopped them out. They faded a lot, but they're not like this invisible. And you can kind of, if you zoom in, you can kind of see them. They're still there, like the ghosts of them, but they have definitely like Facetune smooth tooled this away. And yuck. I don't know how I feel about this. I hated the tattoos, but somehow I hate this more. I'm impossible to please. I am impossible to please. And apparently the fans were too. People were like, he went from a Trader Joe's bag to a regular paper bag. Ugh. There's just, you know what is not for men? Modeling. Just, I don't want to see it. I don't want to see men wear things ever. You know what? I don't want to see men right now. I'm so done with you guys. I do applaud Pete because I have a feeling that him lasering off these tattoos is part of his mental health journey. We hate the word journey, but maybe he's getting more healthy. Maybe he's learning to process emotional ouchies in a way that doesn't involve a Lower East Side tattoo parlor at 4 a.m. This is great. This is great. I like the sort of symbolic clean slate. Pete seems very much like a person who has to apply a physical action to something in order to feel like he's doing it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I love this thing, so I have to get it tattooed on me. I love this woman, I have to get her kids' initials tattooed on me. I'm starting over, I have to get all the tattoos removed. Like, he has to have a physical action to go with a mental action. Maybe one leads the other, you know? Maybe he's like, I'm tattooing Kim, something referencing Kim Kardashian, on my neck. Didn't he do that, like her kid's initial? I think so. I have to tattoo this chick's name on my neck. That will help me love her, okay? That will help me love her. I have to erase all my tattoos. That will cue my brain that we're starting fresh. That's what sociopaths do. I'm not kidding. It's what they do. We've talked about Logan Paul before, and I know someone who's very close to him, worked with him for a long time, and they're like, no, it's not Jake Paul who's a sociopath, it's Logan. He doesn't feel anything. I'm like, why is he getting married and having a baby? By the way, his baby is the cutest baby I've ever seen. And you know I'm not a baby person. I have got to get my hands on this baby. This is I would have a baby if I could 100% have that one. Precious. Anyway, good for you, Lo. My friend was like, it's like the tail wagging the dog. He thinks if he can do these things, it will spark the feeling within him. Yo, that's a roll of the dice that you kind of can't take back. And I mean, maybe it works. Maybe it works. I don't know. I think for some people, their brain and their hearts do work like that. The outside has to inform the inside. And whether that outside is a baby, like an actual external thing, or the outside is like their skin, or, you know, they're gonna buy all new furniture in this style, and then they're gonna be like, okay, I'm very girly now because I bought all velvet couches. You know, maybe it comes from the outside in. Maybe it comes from the inside out for you or for somebody else. Maybe doing the physical thing, buying the clothes, buying the furniture, having the baby is sort of the cherry on top of doing that internal work. Personally, I think that's the healthier way to do things because look, if you change everything else in your life, this is what I kind of call pre-celebration. It is a scientific fact that people who announce a big goal are less likely to accomplish it than someone who keeps it hidden. Why is this? Because you would think, and sometimes, very certainly, it's the opposite. People, they're like, I'm gonna run a marathon. And they're like, I'm saying this so that other people will help keep me accountable. The red flag there is you shouldn't need other people to keep you accountable. Like, yeah, you want people to like ask about it. It's like, okay, but that internal motivation to run that marathon should in fact come from the internal. Otherwise, you're the cold-blooded animal who needs people to constantly be like, well, did you do your run? Well, did you clock your run? Are you working out? It's like, that's not anyone else's job to make sure you're writing the book, you're opening the store, you're studying for grad school. That's not their job. That's your job. And if you offload that to other people, I think that is a precursor to a victim narrative. Well, nobody kept me accountable. That's not their job. And the pre-celebration comes in because when you do that big announcement, you guys, I'm writing a book. People are like, woo, yay, yay. And you get that dopamine hit of congratulations as if you were at the finish line, but you're barely even at the starting line. And I keep a lot of things to myself. I am not that big on like announcing things in a grand way for that exact reason, because I don't want to give myself that dopamine hit and then risk not following through. However, I personally feel like I internally have a good track record of following through. I very rarely give up on things. And if I do, I have a pretty good reason. I'm a self-starter and I'm a self-finisher. So when I do announce things, I did announce that I was going to write a book. I did that partly because I want your guys' input and I want your help. And I do want people to keep asking me about it because that to me confirms that I should stay excited about it. But I am 100% self-motivated. Other things that I'm doing, I'm keeping it really close. You'll know when it's on the market. You know, I always say I celebrate when the check clears, okay? Not a minute before. So if you're thinking about glowing up and changing your life, yeah, I would maybe keep it a little bit to yourself because here's the thing. Here's the thing with any sort of life change. We're tribal creatures, and we want everyone to get on board with what we're doing. How many times has that happened in your life? I mean, ideally, yeah, you'll roll out a concept, a goal, a life change, and everyone would be like, yes. Let me tell you something. If everyone is like genuinely high-fiving you for doing something, you're not gonna like this. That probably means you've been living your life kind of wrong. If you're like, you know what, I'm gonna stop drinking this year, and everyone's like, yes, that means you're an alcoholic. And either you didn't listen when they told you, or they just didn't bring it up. But if you were like kind of moderate and you're like, I'm not gonna drink for the rest of the year, people should be like, really? Really? Not even like on vacation? I mean, just give yourself the leeway to, I don't know, you don't have to be like that strict about it. Even when it's something positive, you're hard pressed to make like all these positive arguments in favor of drinking. But even when it's something positive, people are gonna have opinions, okay? And because we're the tribal animals, we're gonna wanna care what those people think. And they are going to exert their opinion because as someone who is close in your life, they kind of have a stake in your life because they're in the front row of it. So yeah, they're gonna have an opinion on who you date and where you live and what you do for a living because they're in the splash zone of all of your decisions. And this is not a bad thing. This is the nature and the basic tenets of having close relationships, right? You want people to give a fuck how your life turns out, but you also need yourself to be the own arbiter of your decision makings because as we always say, no one's gonna come and save you but you. So you gotta be really happy with how you're living your life because at the end of the day, yeah, it affects these people in your emotional splash zone a little, maybe even a decent amount. It affects you the most. It always affects you the most. Your job, your relationship, your baby, your weight, your religion affects you more than anyone. And therefore, the only person whose vote really counts is in fact yours. I don't know if you guys have read the Mel Robbins, her new book, The Let Them Theory. In the Shallon, we just started it. It's our new Shell Literature Book Club selection. So if you are in the Shallon, pick it up. We're talking about it all week. And if you're not in the Shallon and you're like, oh, I've been waiting to read that, come, because we're gonna be discussing it. It's basically kind of this. It's like, listen, people are always gonna have an opinion about your life, especially when you wanna change. Let them. Let them. It's a really good book so far. I'm not gonna like give it all away because we're gonna talk about it in the group, but it is a really necessary pep talk on why your life gets to belong to you and how to actionably do that. So we're gonna expand on that, but it's a great companion piece to this video about glowing up. But like I said, there are some things that you just gotta do if you want to change. And as we started this video, I believe that the absolute number one thing is you gotta be in good shape. You don't have to be a size 2. You don't have to have a 6-pack, but you cannot be obese. I'm sorry, you cannot be obese and feel like you are in control of your life. And I'm also gonna go so far as to say, you get to define fat. You get to define fat. I know people who are 200 pounds, they're unbothered, cool, whatever. Please make sure you're healthy. You are fuckable at any weight. You are absolutely, you can catch a dick, you can catch an engagement ring. You are fuckable and you are lovable. And I mean lovable at any weight. Are you healthy at any weight? Absolutely not. Do not listen to people who tell you that because the only people who are telling you that are indeed fat. You will not see one person coming out of a spin class who is gonna high-five that idea. It is not the truth. It is a lie that other fat people are trying to foist upon you because misery loves company. And if everyone else agrees that, yeah, you can be 70 pounds overweight, your joints are fine, then they don't have to take any action themselves because we're all in agreement, right? You are too good for that. And also, don't self-gaslight that you're happy being fat. I did that for years because it's body positivity. No, you're curvy, you're a queen. I'm a queen. I'm a queen-size fucking bed. That's how I feel. I know when my body feels good to me. And it is about 125 pounds. I'm 5'5". For some people, they feel great at 165. Cool, I don't care. I don't care. If you're healthy and your joints are good, great. the thinner you are, the healthier you are. Within reason. Like, of course you're not going to be underweight. I don't even have to qualify this, okay? We're done making these dumb qualifications. Well, what, you don't mean if you're 90 pounds? No, I don't fucking mean if you're 90 pounds, you're still healthy. No. Unless you're 4'9". No, okay? Like, stop. We're not doing this woke justification of saying the most normal things on planet Earth. No. When you're thinner, you're healthier. When you're thinner, you're happier. Die mad about it. Literally die. Well, I mean, people do die mad about it. They die fat all the time. All the time from obesity-related diseases. And they just die unhappy. I was so unhappy being fat. Hold on. Why was I unhappy being fat? Not because guys didn't like me. I was, honestly, I feel like I date less now because my standards are higher, because I feel better about myself, and because I don't really drink. So everyone's really who they are when I'm talking to them, and most people are the worst. So no, I don't want to sleep with them. So it wasn't a romantic thing. It was because I knew I could be better. I knew my bone structure. I've got very little bones. People meet me, they're like, you're so small. I'm not a big, giant person. I knew what I wanted my body to look like. I knew what it could look like because I'd been there before. And I knew I wasn't living up to my potential. And it is very difficult for you to look yourself in the eye and have that Sydney Sweeney, that moment, be like, I'm a diva, I'm a queen. And tell yourself, yeah, I'm a boss, I'm a great friend, I'm a this. Really? Because your actual physical personage is not where you want it to be. So run that by me again, girl. Shallon, tell me that. Say that again. You are not living up to your potential in the category you have 100% control over. 100% control. And you mean to tell me that everything else in your life is going great? I don't buy it. I don't buy it. You feel totally in control and have all this agency and all this power in all these other categories, but not in the one where you actually do have all this control over. I don't buy it. So listen, this isn't like a video to like fat shame anyone. It's a video to power shame you. You have the power to give yourself the life you want. It starts from inside. It starts from inside. Because when I lost weight, I was forced to confront why I got that fat in the first place. I mean, the Ozempic, I've talked about this a million times, it attacks the part of your brain that's obsessive. Like, I was no longer obsessing about food. I could not believe the mental space. It felt like I walked in a room that was always cluttered and it was suddenly empty. And I'm like, I don't know what to put in this room. I don't know where to sit. What's happening in here? I was forced to get into a lot of therapy. I was forced to do mindset exercises. I'm constantly doing it. If you're in the Shallon Entourage, you've walked with me through every one of these steps, right? I was forced to rest more and be alone with the thoughts in my brain and really start to listen to them. Because remember, that noise about food wasn't there anymore. So what is my brain telling me? You're not worthy. You have no worth in this world. No one's going to like you. Put yourself in the clearance rack. What? That's what's going on in there. And I had to defeat these things one by one by one. But it started with weight loss. Because when I was able to not just lose weight, with Ozempic, had a big boost, had a big help, changed my eating habits 180 degrees. 180 degrees, I changed them. Then I changed my sleep habits. I go to bed at 8:30, okay? I'm a sleepy bitch. I then changed my financial habits because I was doing with money what I did with food, just random eating, random spending, random Amazoning, TJ Maxxing. Why? Why did I want to always keep myself a little stressed in that category? Why? It's a worth thing. It's a self-worth thing. That's what I peeled back from myself. Yours might be different, but I think as women in this world, self-worth pretty much sums it up for most of us. We have high self-esteem, low self-worth. We know we're bad bitches, and yet here we are putting ourselves on a clearance rack. I say this concept, I call it Gucci at a garage sale. All right? You know you're a Gucci, but here you are, $3 on a table sitting in the sun in a driveway. Why? Well, I don't know. I just feel like, Why are you doing that? That's something really big to explore, which a lot of people don't want to do. Okay? So you got to get your body together, because that is going to be the skeleton key that unlocks everything else, which I think is exactly why people don't do it. I mean, Ozempic is not a guarantee. I think at this point, we have all known people who've gone on it and ain't lost more than 15 pounds. And the second they go off it, those 15 pounds fly right back on. I know a girl here in town. She's been on it for 4 months. She's lost 15 pounds. I was like, well, I shot her all the way straight. I'm such a bitch. I truly wonder why I don't have more friends here. And then I talk to people like this. I'm like, And I'm like, I had a lot less weight to lose than you do. And when I had been on it for 4 months, I dropped 35 pounds. Why haven't you lost more? She's like, well, all I eat is protein. I'm like, no, you eat protein and alcohol because that's literally all you post. And I know that you're not posting every drink you have. You're probably posting a third of the drinks you have, which means you're drinking, I don't know, 12 drinks a week. Would that sound right? She's like, I said, are you also in therapy, girl? Therapy? Why would I need therapy? She's in one of the worst marriages I've ever seen, by the way. And I'm like, because you need to understand why you got to that weight. Well, you know, it's just a little this, little that. I said, nope, 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 nope. It is coming from inside. There is a psychological thing driving you to that place of looking bad. Never, ever, ladies, we must never tell ourselves that it's just about the blah. It's just about the food. It's just about the queso. It's not about the queso. It's just about this cute little mug at TJ Maxx. No, it's not. No, it's not. No. It's just about that guy. No. No. These things, the queso, the cup, the cock, they are representative. They are the living testament to how we feel about ourselves inside. And when we can understand that, icky though it may be, we can try to change it. We don't try to change it. We will change it. We will change it. If we want to, we will change it. We will find what we are looking for. If we want answers to why did I let this happen to myself? Why do I feel like I have no self-worth? How can I fix this? We will find the answer. And you look at people who don't change anything, they're not looking for the answer. They don't want to find it. They really don't want to. We are not these people. So number one, yeah, you're going to get your body right. You're going to get your body together and understand what's going to come with that, what it's going to unlock, good and bad. But also, by getting your body together, getting regular exercise routines, meal prepping, trying to be as organic and holistic as possible, taking your supplements, getting the fuck away from most of what Big Pharma is telling you that you need. You are going to feel such a sense of self-control and like true self-power. It is not a coincidence that my weight loss has drastically coincided with my income going up. Why? Because I don't accept lowball offers anymore. Fuck you. No, you're not going to get unfettered access to me for this price. No, that is too much for me to do in one day. I won't have a work-life balance. That's also a no. I'm going to concentrate on fewer, better experiences for you girls instead of just a whole bunch of open-ended stuff. I have learned that, you know what? I did the hardest thing that I believe a woman can do, which is take control of her body and know that she has the right to take control of her body and have it look how she wants it to look in spite of whatever the public pressure is telling her. If I can do that, sweetheart, I can do anything. Yeah, I can write another book. Yeah, I can create a perfume. Yeah, I can start a new podcast. What's next? What else you got? Huh? What is it? I'm not afraid of anything. And then you realize you can do the real hard work, the real glow up, which is walking away from the things that aren't serving you and the people too. And this is something we discussed in kind of through a different lens with our last Eva Week in the Shallon exclusively. It was our Eva Week that came out in October. It was the art of social climbing, about why you need to leave behind these fucking losers, these ratty people, even if you grew up with them, even if you genuinely like them, even if they're not like toxic. Are they elevating you? Are they getting you to a different place in society, different opportunities, around the kind of people who truly feed you and glow you up in a different way. Are they doing that? And if they're not, I'm going to tell you how to sideline these people. You don't have to cut them off completely, but I'm going to tell you how to weave in the right kinds of people. You deserve friends, but the right ones. So if you haven't watched that, join the Shallon. It's in there, plus all my other courses. And like 5 videos a week and 25 group chats with other women who are also trying to do this. So if you feel alone in your globe quest, you're not. There's like 1,000 of us and we're all doing this together. We're all doing this together. Because this is the thing with changing yourself, like we just said, there's going to be people who have an opinion. In the Shallon, they do have opinions and they're literally 100% in your favor. Yeah, if you want to do this, fuck yeah, yeah. Because no one has this stake in your life. They're literally just cheerleaders. Oh, she's going to go back to school. Bridget's going back to school. Yay. Cass is having another baby. We love it. Great. If that's what she wants, amazing. We don't have, whatever. I don't know. Cool. It's a great, wonderful, supportive place. So you got your body. You got people you need to weed out. You have the right ones you need to weave in. If you think that the people who surround you are not that important, listen to this statistic, okay? I saw this on Instagram the other day. I'm so sorry. I cannot remember where it was. If you know, please put it in the comments. This lady said, studies show that workers who are around overperformers, so basically people who are smarter than them, closing more deals, writing better stories, whatever, they will increase that person's performance by 15%. Your performance will go up when you're around a badass by 15%. When you're around dumbasses, underperformers, your own performance will suffer by 30%. This means losers affect you much more than winners do. So because it affects you by double, basically every loser in your life counts as 2. They are as impactful as 1 winner. So if you're like, yeah, I mean, my 3 friends, like they're not really doing anything. They're actually counting as 6 losers. They are affecting you the way 6 losers in your orbit would affect you. Or the way 6 winners would affect you. You are the sum of the 5 people who are in your life. Who are they? What are they bringing to the table? And not just what are they bringing to the table. As the study shows, what are they taking from the table? Because they're taking 30%. You have to have a lot more winners to balance out the losers. So you know what, at this point, I'm sorry. I should have given you a list up front, but it's never too late to correct a mistake. We're gonna break this down. We're gonna make this an outline. We're gonna make this a checklist. We're gonna make this glow up easy. First thing you gotta do, since we got the pep talk out of the way, right? First thing, you're gonna kind of embody this let them mentality. If people don't like that you're changing, let them not like it. Investigate this book. Number 2, you're gonna get your body right. You're gonna take control of your health and realize that if you don't have agency over your body, it's gonna be real tough to feel like you have power in any other category. Number 3, you're gonna realize the impact that the people around you have, and you're gonna weed out the bad, you're gonna annex in the good. You can do that through my courses, through the Art of Social Climbing on Eva Week, and through the Shallon, okay? We're gonna help you with that. Number 4, you're gonna get pretty. You are going to go on the pretty revolution. To me, the girls who are pretty versus what I consider girls who are ugly is not a matter of bone structure, skin texture, their eye color. It is a matter of effort. It is a matter of effort. In my mind, I was like, think of like pretty girls. And I literally just thought of girls who are well-groomed. Think of ugly girls. Ooh, it's bad posture, oversized clothes, stringy hair. And I'm sorry, can we talk about this trend of wearing zit stickers? Like the acne patches, but like you're wearing them out. Have you people never heard of nighttime? Have you never heard of sleeping? I mean, yes, we all have our things that we put on our skin to avoid breakouts. And in our home, what are you doing? You look bad when you do this. You look grubby. You look like someone who loves a diagnosis. Do you know what I mean? Like, oh, are you also non-binary and possibly you're deciding you're autistic today for like literally no reason? Are you one of those? You are going to take control of your pretty. You're gonna have 2 eyebrows because you're gonna do something distinct to them. You're gonna get them waxed, you're gonna get them threaded, okay? You're gonna have no mustache. Get it waxed even if you don't think you have one. For some reason, we are incapable of seeing our own mustaches. You're gonna bleach your teeth. Your teeth don't have to be straight, they do have to be white, okay? But you know what? Why not have them be straight? Investigate Invisalign or whatever it is people use. Do a payment plan. What is all of this adding up to? Self-investment. You're gonna learn how to blow your hair out, or at least put it in a braid, put it in, not this, okay? You're gonna put it in not how I look right now, not how I look. You're gonna invest in some earrings, a nice statement necklace if this is your vibe. This is my friend, her company, Julie's Gold Coins, is on Instagram, Julie's Gold Coins. She makes these amazing necklaces. We've got a collab coming soon, get excited. You are going to invest in yourself. Do you know why? Because you're never gonna be as young as you are today, girl. You're never gonna be as young as you are today. And believe me when I tell you that the day will come when being pretty is a lot harder. It's more than just waxing your eyebrows and blowing your hair out and putting on some lip gloss. Because time marches on and it marches across your face. And I look at girls, my like sort of hippie crunchy friends who never did their hair, who never, oh, I'm just not a makeup person. And now they're in their late 30s. And it's like, well, you look like shit. I've got like, you literally look 10 years older and gaining. Okay. And that is going to, you're going to age in dog years, basically. It is going to be bad. And it's like, your youth is gone, dude. I mean, you can still be very young at 38, 48 for sure. 58. Courtney Cox is 60. She looks incredible. J-Lo's 55. It's not about age. It's about intentionality. It's about self-investment. That, I believe, on a subconscious level, is why people react well to pretty and well-groomed people, because they look at that woman and they're like, damn, she put some time and effort into herself. She respects herself. And therefore, I probably am not going to get away with treating her poorly, with being dismissive, with being rude, with fuckboying her. No. That's a woman who knows her value. And when I look at my friends who show up on dates in pajama pants, who have a mustache, who have their date night beanie, yeah, the world treats them kind of bad. I see it. I see the calculation in people's faces when they deal with them. I hear the aftermath of this when they're telling me about their business. The boss who doesn't respect them, the clients who don't pay on time. Of course people don't respect them. They don't respect themselves. They don't respect themselves. And if they are trying to workshop the theory that, no, this is just me. Okay, well, this you is not going to get a lot of respect in this world. And that's why I'm always pushing the pretty. I'm always pushing the pretty. Be the best version of yourself that you can be, because when you invest in yourself, you are the one who's like, I don't take any shit. Okay, like, no, I don't. Like, people might give me shit, but they're going to get something in return. Okay? Because when I take time to do my makeup, do my hair, and I'm not like a big makeup girly, you guys see me right now, but I put some effort into my existence for me, because it's the pause that tells me, you know what, I am worth this time. No matter what else is going on, the world can wait, work can wait, this is my time for me. When you have this inherent subtext of, I'm not really worth it, I don't know how to do my makeup, I don't know how to do my hair, you're carrying that with you into every other scenario. You're carrying that with you into the job interview. You're carrying that with you into the first date. You're carrying that to church when people are like, why haven't you gotten married yet? You are carrying this underlying coding of, because I'm not worth it. Don't give me a raise. I know, I'm not worth it. I'm not worth it. No, pay my sister's rent this month instead of mine. I'm not worth it. Talk to me like that. I'm not worth it. But when you are telling yourself, oh, I'm worth it, that comes through. And so when we want to glow up, when we want to change how the world sees us, we have to physically change how it sees us. People respond to visuals. They respond to visuals. So there are some products that I absolutely swear by. My hero products are, it's a combination. I love Understory Botanicals. If you guys haven't tried this line, it's made by a dermatologist, Dr. Maria Ramey, and she literally grows the botanicals that are in these products. I love the Fortress Moisturizer. I use it all the time, but she also makes a tinted serum. A tinted serum! A tinted serum. This is so cool. I love it. Also love anything that Dr. Lara Devgan makes. She makes an excellent retinol, a really great new skin pigment cream that I've just started using, but I'm already seeing results. She also makes an incredible lash serum. I've been using it for a week and a half and I see growth. Dr. Laura's in New York City. I just did an amazing facial with her. It'll be up on my Instagram soon. I documented the whole thing, asked her a ton of beauty questions. Her sister, Dr. K, is in Los Angeles. I see her as much as I possibly can. She also has an incredible line. Her hyaluronic acid hydrating serum, I have never found one that works this well. It delivers a quench of moisture. Again, I live in a super dry place. I have super dry skin as it is. This will keep my skin hydrated. I love it. Another serum that I use every day is by Audacité. They have a really great super serum and an amazing, like a hydration rescue balm. Really wonderful. I travel with all of these products. I'm a big believer in taking my entire skincare line with me when I travel. I like to stay in the habit and stay in the rhythm and not go totally off the rails, at least in that category, so that then when I do go off the rails in terms of pastry consumption, it's fine because you know what? I've got my serums and I'm putting on my lash stuff and I feel like a person still, kind of. Don't waste the pretty. Don't waste the pretty. Because if you let your pretty evaporate, again, look around your life and tell me with a straight face, oh, no, I don't let anything else pass me by. Nope, I take advantage of everything life has to offer. Oh, my hair? No, not that. Oh, my body and my physicality? No, no. Yeah, my face? Do I take advantage of my face? No, but I absolutely take advantage of everything else. Girl, sit down. Shut the fuck up. That's not true. That's not true. That's not true. I'm not saying you have to go out with a full bozo beat on every time you leave the house, but you have to have some intentionality with how you move through this world. Because let me tell you something. This world is full of predators. I'm one of them. And who do predators target? The weak. The weak. Bullies go for the nerds. They're not beating up the other lacrosse captain. They're going for the weaklings. They're picking off the weaklings. And I know, just like any predator does, someone who is not intentional with their life is so, my God, they're so easy. They're so easy. They want to be led. They want to be told what to do. They want to be told who they are. And oh, I'll tell them. And guess what? It's going to work to my advantage. And I am not an outlier. There are millions and millions of people who view the world the way I do. We're around every corner, just waiting for the next weakling to come along. So if you don't know who you are, if you're not using your energy to your advantage, someone else will be using it. It's got to go somewhere. It's got to get used. Is it being used for you? Or gosh, should it be used for me? I love it. Okay. There's only predator and prey in this world. Which do you want to be? And it is a choice. And the difference is not how smart you are, how ruthless you are. The difference is literally intentionality. I look at someone who puts time and energy into themselves. That's a predator. I look at someone who's just like, oh, well, I don't know. I'm like, oh, that's a passenger in their own life. That means I get to be the driver. Cool. But I don't want those people in my orbit. I want people who are elevating me. Because like we talked about in that survey, the bad ones are going to bring me down by 30%. So 20 minutes at brunch with a loser is like 40 minutes. It impacts you so much harder. So I'm not doing that. I want to be around people who are the predators, people who are putting intentionality into their life, into their body, into their outfits, however that looks. I want to be around people who are an active participant in their own life. The next thing you're going to do to glow up, you're going to silly goose. It's silly goose times for silly goose people, my friends. I want you to do something silly. okay? Silly is defined however you define it. Now, I live a pretty silly goose life in general. Like, I don't have a lot of people who come down on me. I don't have like a family who's always hovering and telling me who I should be. I don't have a religious structure that's like filling me with shame and, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that. I'm pretty free. So my silly goose threshold is really high because I'm already silly goosing almost all the time. So when I want a silly goose, I really kind of have to stretch my imagination. And sometimes I will go to the bookstore and I'll get like a kid's animal magazine, like Zoo Books or Ranger Rick, and I will get like a silly drink, like a hot cocoa or something, and I will just goose out. I'm just goosing it. It's a great goosey afternoon. To me, that's silly. It is not monetizable. That's just silly goose energy. Why is this important? Because when we want to glow up, what does a glow up even mean? A glow up is I want to be a better version of myself. And sometimes to go forward, you got to go backwards. Sometimes to craft a new future, you got to look at the past. Who were you? You know where I'm going with this. When you were 9 years old, what was your perfect 9-year-old day? What was it? What did it entail? Baking a cake, making a tutu for your dog, going to the park, baking with your grandmother. What was it? If you could have done anything, what would you have done? And I want you to try to incorporate these things in your life. I want you to incorporate whimsy. Whimsy. I want you to fancifullize something. I want you to use the really good lotion. Doesn't even have to be expensive. Go to TJ Maxx. I want you to drink your coffee out of a real mug, maybe even a cute little teacup and a saucer. I want you to use the good silverware, the good crystal, the good plates to eat pizza off of. I want you to sit and set a table when you have dinner. I want you to put on, this is a suggestion I saw on Instagram. I want you to put on like medieval music and wash your dishes by candlelight and pretend you're a tavern wench. Like, make something that's ordinary feel special and magical as part of your silly goose assignment from Shallon Lester. This is how you glow up, because it's going to connect you to a part of yourself that's like wholesome and feminine and silly and sweet, and that you are doing, more importantly, just for yourself. No one else has to understand it. No one else has to approve it or monetize it or workshop it to the rest of the neighborhood. You just get to do it because you like it. Because what does a glow up all come back to? We're tying this all together. Yes, it pleases you. A glow up is about being your best version, not your mom's best version, not your church's best version, your best version, a different version. You're trying on something different. You're getting a different vibe. You're workshopping a different career. You're living your life for you. And when you can do one thing a day in silly goose mode, you remind yourself, like, you know what? It feels really good to just make myself happy with this ridiculous quill pen that I'm writing in my leather-bound diary. This was so cool. I made myself happy. And when you do that enough times, you suddenly raise that bar in your life and you think to yourself, I'm actually not going to accept anything in my life that doesn't feel like this. I live a constant silly goose life. My whole existence is whimsy and pleasing myself and fluffy things and beautiful lingerie hung in a clothing rack in my room where I can see it just because I like it. Just because I like it. And if it looks stupid to someone else, go fuck yourself. You don't pay my bills. Go fuck yourself. Your opinion would be great to have in a positive way. I don't need it. I need my opinion to be positive of myself. I need to be pleasing myself. And that's going to look pretty silly to other people. With respect, fuck you, I don't care. Because I am so addicted to the silly goose vibes that I give myself. Therefore, when I'm like, you know what? I think my new color this season is going to be, I call it Sabrina Carpenter blue. It's like that. Let me show you. It's this color blue. This is a brand that sent me this beautiful purse, Maison LA. I'm gonna take it to Paris. I cannot wait. I've actually got a code for you guys. I'll put it in the description right down below. But I'm like, this is gonna be my color. I'm gonna buy everything I can get my grubby little hands on in this color. And I literally, y'all, I had a friend say to me, she's like, I feel like that's just a color for people who are younger. I'm like, hold on, I just need to take these earrings out because I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna take my earrings out because I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna grease up my hands. And if I wasn't living silly goose if I wasn't so used to doing things that pleased me, having my bath bombs on display, taking a bath with a Northern Lights little projector thing and pretending I'm in a wonderment cave in the Arctic, if I wasn't so used to silly goosing, I would have heard her say that and been like, she just hit the worst part of me, which is the fear of getting old. And she told me I'm already there. I'm so there. There are certain colors I can't even wear. But because I'm silly goosing all the time, and because those vibes of, I want to do this, and so I'm going to, because I'm constantly living that, I want to do this, so I'm going to. I want to do that, so I'm going to. Hearing her say that, I almost said back, I might have. I kind of like blacked out with rage, so I don't know what I said. The response would be like, but I want to, so I'm going to. But I want to, so I'm going to. I want to wear bows in my hair, so I'm going to. I want to travel, so I'm going to. I want to write a book, so I'm going to. Like, your opinion is like super irrelevant. I don't know. It's like really irrelevant right now. Do you think I'm breaking out in hives? What's going on? What have I done? Am I nervous about something? Did I silly goose too close to the sun? I don't know. So you have your blueprint for a glow up. It's equal parts actionable things to do and mental shifts you have to make, because you have to marry these two. And I think that's why most people don't succeed in glowing up. Or if they do, it's very surfacey. You can buy all the blue dresses you want. You can put on all the makeup you want. If you're not changing what's internal, you're only getting so far. And vice versa. You can have all the rah-rah pep talks if you aren't having the guts to be like, I'm going to Sephora and I'm booking a makeup lesson and I'm just gonna learn. I'm gonna learn 1 week at a time. Okay, this week is foundation. Next week it's contour. Next week it's eye makeup. If you aren't putting a behavioral yes with an emotional yes, you're only getting halfway down the road. This doesn't have to happen overnight. It's a life's work. It's our life's work. And I think people like Pete Davidson, they want it to just be like, I removed all my tattoos and suddenly I'm healthy. I hope that he's doing emotional shifts along with behavioral shifts in the form of removing these tattoos. Maybe he is, maybe he isn't. We will see soon enough. But we're pretty strong and we're pretty badass. So if anyone can do this, dude, it's us. Like, are you kidding? It's us. It's us. We've got this. And it's actually such a fun process. It really is. And even the things that are scary, it's like, that's part of it. To prove to yourself, like, no, I'm gonna wear the risky thing that my family wouldn't approve of. Let them judge. I'm gonna try this new makeup that I'm too old for. Let them think that. I think I look great. And that's being broadcast as a vibe out to the world. So let them think I look stupid. Whatever, I'm here to please myself. I'm here to please myself. Let me know what you guys have to say about this. If you have glowed up, which I'm sure that you have, and listen, a glow up isn't something that happens once. You have the right to glow up and change as many times as you want to in this life. I've had many style iterations, emotional iterations. You belong to you. Your vibe, your brand is yours. It's yours, girl. Do whatever you want with it and be sure to have fun. Let me know how you've glowed up. Let me know what products you love. I would love to know what's been helpful for you in terms of weight loss. If you have had like success either on or not on Ozempic losing weight, what has made the big difference? Were there mindset shifts, therapy things that you were doing hand in hand with these, actual physical glow up things that really helped you? So yeah, I want to know, tell me everything. Let's talk in here. And if you want a little bit more one-on-one with me and more lessons, like really deep dives on how to get the right people in your life and how to change your life in a really legitimate way, we'll see you in the Shallon Entourage. I love you girls and I'll see you next time.